Hi guys, good morning. It's Friday and Friday means worky day for me, and I thought I would vlog a bit today. It's been a while since I've done one. I feel like it's been a while. I'm not sure, I may be lying, but it feels like a while since I've done one, so I thought I'd do one. I'm starting work late today. It's gone 9. Usually on a Friday I start I basically wake up and just get in here at my desk and crack on. But today, I guess we were all tired today because we all seem to have had a bit of a lie-in today, which was great. And then we kind of had snuggles in bed, watching a bit of telly, which was nice. And yeah, just kind of had a bit of lazy mornings getting up really, which isn't so good because I'm only really working half a day today. So really I should have got up and cracked on, but I guess some days you just feel a bit like you don't want to. And we've all had colds in this house. We're better now. Luckily, we don't colds for us don't last very long. So we didn't have a cold for very long, a couple of days. But still, it's kind of I think you just sometimes need to respect your body and just kind of listen if you're tired and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm only working a half day today because John has got a dentist trip. He's got a couple of fillings this afternoon, and I'm going to drive him in case he feels rubbish afterwards. Sometimes you can feel a bit rubbish, can't you? It's an excuse for me to pop into town to get a couple of bits as well. So I really should have started work early this morning. So this morning I am finishing off some sketches, which I will show you now. So this is for the March kit, which is called In a Flap. So I was someone kind of put me onto this idea because they were like, I don't know why, I didn't even twig that it's the 20s, we're in 2020, it's the 20s. I wondered why at New Year, it's New Year, right? I wondered why I kept seeing loads of people having New Year's Eve parties in 20s gear, 20s themed parties, Great Gatsby kind of themed parties, and I didn't get it. And then someone said, well, it's the 20s, and I was like, oh right, yeah, I get it now. Totally duh. And someone said to me about oh, I wish you'd have done a 20s theme for the new year because it's the 20s. So then I put a thing in the Facebook group saying would it be too late for March? Would you guys be interested? And everyone said yes. So can't remember where I was completely then. I'm doing my mum bit there. But yeah, so someone said to me about doing a 20s theme, and I was like, is it too late for March? And did a vote in the Facebook group, and people said, no, go for it. So that's what I'm working on now. It's totally out of my comfort zone. Illustrations that I would never, ever do off my own back. Do you know what I mean? That I would never be like, yeah, I'm going to do this theme and stuff. So, I don't know. I'm a bit nervous about it. So far, a few people have said that they like it, which is nice. But yeah, as I say, I'm a bit kind of out of my comfort zone. Quite a bit out of my comfort zone. So yeah, I will show you the illustrations. You've already seen them if you follow me on Instagram and stuff. So yeah, I inked these in last night. They'll look a lot different when they're kind of coloured in. They always do, because I often you could probably see the remnants of the cheeks there. There you go. I often draw cheeks in so you can get a better feel for what it would look like, and then I rub them out, and because I put the cheeks in and I do it digitally. I ran out of room for her legs here. So I started to draw some legs there, and then in the end I've got some legs here. So in Photoshop I'll have to put those legs on her somehow, hoping it will work out okay. I started to draw her. I saw an actual photograph of a woman in a 20s costume, and I really liked the pose, and so I tried to replicate it, but I then thought that the pose didn't really go with my style of drawing. I thought this looks a bit too sexy. And I'm not very good at doing realistic faces. These are my faces. So yeah, I kind of abandoned it because I couldn't really see I just didn't think it would go. I quite liked the drawing of the body, but I just couldn't get the face. I didn't think the face worked with the body, if you know what I mean, like the style of the body. So yeah, I abandoned that. And so this morning I need to finish this. So inked up these last night, so obviously I need to work out the pencil sketches. I often do like little puns or like word labels or like quotes and things on my stickers. So I was trying to have a little think about some things I could use. So feeling great, martini o'clock, in the swing of things, in a flap. I'm always in a flap. Get organised so that I'm not in a flap. Roaring into life, roaring 20s, that kind of thing. So yeah, I need to finish her up and then rub out the lines. And I also did some like art deco-y kind of things. I thought these would look nice for like journal cards and borders and that kind of thing, so I need to ink those up. So I'm going to put some tunes on. I might turn my computer on actually and use Spotify on my computer. Hello. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing first. Got my cup of tea and my Fraggle mug, so I'm good to get some tunes on and start working. Rubbed out the pencil. Sometimes I'm a bit heavy-handed with the pencil, so you can still sometimes see some of the lines, which is fine because when I edit in Photoshop, that's okay. So what I do is I always draw in the cheeks, as I said, because I feel like it gives me a better look at how she will look when she's finished. But I often don't draw the mouth in until after I've rubbed out the pencil, because sometimes I like to have a bit of a look at her face like this. It's a bit clearer, and then decide what kind of expression I want. So sometimes I'll kind of like play with putting the mouth in a few times and then like rubbing it out and stuff like that. So, you know, that kind of thing. I often like I do like a pinhole mouth, I have to say. I think a pinhole mouth can sometimes put a few kind of expressions in, and then sometimes I've already got the eyebrows in, and sometimes I'll pop them in as well. So yeah, that's just like my working process, really. How I like to do things. If I'm perfectly honest, I love sketches that are really scribbly. Let me show you. It's over here on my other desk. This sketch that I did for my Patreons this month. This was the February video on Patreon, and I really like the kind of like the pencil scribbled in lots of lines look. I really like that. So sometimes I like here, like, can you see like how many lines there are just around here drawing the legs? I as I say, I'd like really love that kind of scribbly kind of look. I love that. So sometimes I'm not always so keen on my drawings once they've been, like here, you can see all the different scribble marks here for the, like when I was doing the arm. I kind of like that scribbly look far more than I like the clean lines look. I think once you've taken away the scribbly bits, it kind of really totally changes the look of the illustration, the look of the sketch. It's not a sketch then, it's like a proper drawing, but yeah, totally changes for me. And I actually, as I say, prefer it when it's all scribbly. But yeah, so there you go. That's just like a little look into the process of my work. Okay, so I am just inking away at some of my Art Deco-y kind of designs here, which you can't actually see because they're down here. But I thought I would just have a little chatterooning while I'm doing it, because it's quite funny. Last night I had a dream that, well, we're going to London tomorrow, right? It's so cool because because we home ed our daughter, I am in quite a lot of home ed groups on Facebook, and someone posted about this home ed trip, like this home ed special offer for to go and see Alice in Wonderland, or Alice Underground, the opera at the Royal Opera House, and it's for schools and for home ed peeps. And so we booked it. £7 a ticket each. £7. I was like, that is an incredible steal. I am super duper excited because I love Alice in Wonderland anyway, and I've only ever been to the Royal Opera House once in my life, and we went to see Swan Lake, and I would like to say it was amazing, but I don't really know because tickets are extremely expensive to things like that. And we got I can't remember how long ago it was many years ago now, and we got some tickets, the best that we could afford at the time, and they were up in the gods. They weren't even seats. They were like a little benchy thing that you kind of had to like prop yourself on, and it was so high, and the visibility was rubbish, and I really hated being up that high. It gave me vertigo and stuff. So the performance, like the experience, was, I don't know, a bit kind of tainted for me. I didn't kind of enjoy it, which I know you shouldn't like be ungrateful, because you know it was still, we still had like a nice time out, but yeah, it was like it was just, we were just so far away, and so yeah, I saw these tickets and I was like, £7.50, and I was like, I really want to go because it's the opera and it's Alice in Wonderland, and I was like, it'd be really, really cool to take Spud and have like a trip in London. It's my birthday soon, so I was like, it could be like a birthday treat, and I was like, but for £7 each, the tickets are gonna be crap. Like the seats are gonna be rubbish. They're gonna be up in the gods again, and gonna be crap. So anyway, I said to John, like, do you fancy it? If they're like the seats, like I have a dry scalp, and sometimes that gets really itchy, and I was like, do you fancy going if the seats aren't horrendous? And John was like, yeah, okay. It was a bit more enthusiastic than, yeah, okay. And so I looked, and basically you could book anywhere you wanted to go at the Opera House, which I was just like, woo! So we've got the orchestra stalls. So yeah, I'm really excited. So I think the fact that we're going to London was like really on my brain last night when I went to sleep. And I had a dream last night that we went to like a massive art store. I've been to a few different art stores in London over the years. Not many, but every now and then, like if I've gone to London or something, like, I don't know, what am I saying? Yeah, every now and then I've kind of gone into art stores in London. Yeah, but I guess, I don't know why, last night I had a dream about being in an art store, and it was like the biggest art supply store that I've ever seen. and it was amazing, and I was just like, I want to buy all the things. But here's the other thing, guys. In this dream, I was like uber rich. And I was just like, I could buy anything I want to, and not have to worry about like the price of it, because you know, art supplies are expensive, and sometimes you have to sort of like and ah, like, do I really need this thing? Like, is it essential? Do I need it? But it was kind of like, this dream was just kind of really nice to be in an art supply store and not even have to worry about money. And the nice thing about this was, this dream was, there was like no time parameter kind of thing. It was like, I had like all the time in the world, and I was just taking my time going around this art store and like looking at everything and being like, oh, this is amazing, and then filling up my basket with stuff. And yeah, it was lovely. I've not bought any art supplies for the longest time, because to be quite frank, I don't actually need anything, you know. Everything, I've got what I need. I've got what I need, and I don't really go anywhere that like physical shops that sell art supplies, if I'm honest. I don't really go anywhere like that. And so yeah, I just haven't bought any art supplies for like the longest time. I don't need any. So it's kind of weird that I had this dream, and I think it's because I just had like London on my brain. And I guess because I'm working today, I was probably kind of like, I don't know, thinking about art supplies and London. And yeah, it was a really, really nice dream. I'll let you into a little secret as well. In this dream, guys, I also had a little kiss. I had a kiss on the pencil aisle, the coloured pencil aisle. How bizarre is that? I know, it wasn't like, don't get me wrong, it wasn't like a raunchy, sordid dream. There was just a kiss, a little romantic kiss on the pencil aisle. So I don't know if like subconsciously there's anything to do with coloured pencils. It was just really, really weird. But I just remember this dream being like, just really one of those nice, heartwarming, kind of feel-good dreams. And then my daughter woke me up, and I was like, no, don't get me wrong, I love her, and she's so sweet when she wakes me up, and she's always like, she's always in our bed, and she's like, good morning, mummy, good morning, daddy. And then she goes, did you have a nice sleep? I had a nice sleep, and I had a really good dream. And she started talking about her dream, and I was like, my eyes were closed, and I was like still desperately trying to cling on to this like really cool art supply shop dream. But it was game over because she was awake then. But yeah, I just thought I would tell you that whilst chatting over these doodles. This one I maybe shouldn't have been chatting whilst doing it because the lines are a bit off, but I did this one and this one, and I'm just on this one now. I think, oh, I did this one too. I think I might abandon these two. I'm not sure if I like them very much. This one is really wonky, so I might abandon that one as well. But yeah, that's what I was doing while I was talking to you. What do you think? I like having these little chats with you. So I'm all inked in. Now it's time to photograph and then get them into Photoshop and start editing the images. Half past 1, and I've done all the illustrations. They're edited and they've been coloured in, and I have just finished laying them all out for the A5 sticker sheet. So yeah, there's a mix of kind of like the art deco-y kind of designs, graphics, as well as the little girls like doing their thing-a-ding. And yeah, so that's one product down. I'm going to write myself a list, as I always do. Always like do like same sort of stickers and things every month, so I should know what I'm doing, but every month I still always write myself a list, like, so I call like the illustration stickers, I call that sticker 1, and the box sticker, sticker 2, sticker 3, like washi tape sticker, sticker 4, and then I always have to do die cuts and journal cards and everything, so I like to write myself a list and tick them off as I go so that I can remember what I'm doing. Oh, I've just seen a little abnormality. I find that sometimes I will like literally just save my work. There we go. I will literally just save my work, and then I will like see the thing. Like there was a little bit of a mistake, so I've just corrected that. And yeah, so got 15 minutes until we've got to leave to take John to the dentist, so I'm gonna call that a day and go and put my shoes on and get myself ready to go out. Hey guys, it's 4 o'clock. I'm back from town. John's had his fillings and he's feeling absolutely fine. So I've just had I've literally just had a bit of baguette. We bought some baguette in town. I was like, oh, what do you fancy for tea later? Because we had roast, we had dinner at lunchtime, and I was like, oh, I just want some soup or something if your teeth feel a bit funny. John was like, yeah, and then Littlin was like, can we have some baguette to go with it? So we bought a baguette in town, and you know what it's like when you buy a baguette? Please tell me I'm not the only one that is, but you know, you rip bits off and you're like, baguette. So yeah, I had baguette. Yeah, so John's feeling fine, so sort of come back up and do a bit more work. They're just doing some colouring downstairs. That's cool. I kind of bummed, right? We went to town and I went to the charity shop. We do like a little bit of a mooch around the charity shop. They had got a board game, a Wind in the Willows board game that was brand new, and it was beautiful, and it was only £2, and my daughter was like, oh, it's boring. She wanted the shark game. There was like an electronic shark game, and I was like, oh, it's just like really tacky. I was like, can we get the Wind in the Willows one? And she was like, no, I want the shark one. So anyway, we ended up with no games. They're only £2 each, but like we don't really need them. So that's why I was like, I don't really need more board games. I just quite like board games because, don't get me wrong, I love playing with my daughter, but sometimes there's only so much like imaginary play you can do. Like, so sometimes I quite like playing a board game or something just to break things up. And she was like, oh, if we got the Wind in the Willows game, I wouldn't play it with you. I love Wind in the Willows. And I was like, I'm gonna go back and get that. And then I forgot. And now I've got home and I'm gutted. It was new, like all the pieces were still in the like a plastic bag, unopened, and like all the pieces that you play the game with were the characters, the Wind in the Willow characters. It was £2. I'm gutted. But we did go to the library, and I was just saying to John on the way back that we don't actually use our library all that much, because using the library doesn't always work out very well for us. But we popped to the library today, and the kid went and waited in there for a bit while John was having his teeth, because we were done in town. And we ended up borrowing some books. I'd got my library card, so we ended up borrowing some books. And I was like, I've had that like buzz of like a haul. I had this like buzz walking out the library carrying a pile of books, and I was like, oh, this library's actually pretty good because you get that buzz feeling of buying stuff but without actually buying stuff, so it kind of felt pretty good, you know. So yeah, back on the Fraggle tea. So yeah, I'm just gonna see if I can get some more stuff done. I'm gonna write my list and get some more stuff done, and then the day will nearly be over. So I thought I'd probably end the vlog here because I probably talked loads today, so it's probably really long already. I never really know until I put it together. So there we go. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.